guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to hide the knots and lace on your synthetic wigs. Alright, so I wanted to come on here today and I wanted to show you guys a really easy, awesome method to hide the knots and to make the lace on your wigs look a little bit more transparent. You know, we're all about using different products that are meant for other things to do weird things to our synthetic wigs, because we can't obviously do the normal things we would do to human hair wigs, like bleaching the knots, you know, bleaching the lace, things like that. We can't really do that with synthetic wigs because it just doesn't work. It's not like normal hair. We're working with synthetic fibers. So I have this really awesome product that I'm gonna be using to show you guys kind of how you can hide the knots and make that lace where you see your parts and things like that look more natural and not look so obviously like a wig. So the products we're gonna be using today are the Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs leg makeup. So this stuff is meant, obviously originally, to be sprayed on your legs to give you kind of an airbrushed glow tan look. It's water resistant, which is nice, and I went and got the lightest one. This is the fairest glow just because I have a lighter skin tone, but they do have like fairest glow, fair, medium, deep. They have like a range of like, I think 5 or 6 different shades. So you can kind of pick the one that you feel is gonna match your skin tone the best, because obviously we wanna make the parts on these wigs and the lace on these wigs look more like they're coming from our scalp. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do this on 2 different wigs. I grabbed a wig I have right here, and I figured she was a good one because there's actually essentially 3 parts on her. You can really see the knots on her because she is a darker wig. I find with the blonde wigs, I don't have as much of a problem seeing knots and things like that because they're obviously not dark. But with the darker wigs, you can really see those dark knots, especially when you have a lighter skin tone, because it's gonna be sitting up against like your lighter wig cap especially, and you're really gonna see those little, they look like little dots, and that's kind of the knots. When they attach the hair, that's what's put there to keep the hair from coming off. So with this, I'm gonna show you really how to do this. It's super easy and it's very user-friendly. It's just a matter of getting the product, and the biggest thing is kind of really making sure you're letting it dry, and then I'll kind of just show you how to blend it in just to really give it that more natural look. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it on here, and then I'm also gonna show you guys how to do it on a free part, more so just to kind of hide all that lace area so that when you move it over, you're not seeing those knots either. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a wig cap on here just so you guys can really see the knots, but you can see them really well. But if I take my hand here, you can just see all those little black little spots, which realistically, let's be honest, no one's gonna be that close to your head. You're probably gonna notice these a lot more than anyone else is going to notice them. But still, you know, we wanna feel as confident as possible in these wigs, and this is just one of those steps that just helps you feel that way. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your wig, you're going to flip her inside out. So obviously she has braids, so I'm just gonna be really careful not to mess those braids up. So we're gonna inside out flip her here. And you can see with this, she's a fixed part, so she has very defined areas where that lace is at. And then you have the lace all on the front here, which we are also going to go ahead and spray that as well, just to help, again, kind of blend in all the lace that's going around our, you know, hairline, which is also nice too, because sometimes when you buy a wig, the lace might be too dark, it might be too light. So this is a really great way to fix that. And it's really, really easy. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. And the other thing I recommend is having either like a piece of computer paper or a paper towel or something, because while we're spraying this, I'm just gonna kind of go like this, just to protect the hair down here, to protect the wig head and all that stuff like that. But you just wanna have something where you can kind of, you know, keep it safe. So we're gonna go ahead and take this. You're supposed to shake it up first. We're gonna spray, you know, not crazy close. This is gonna get on the other areas of the inside of this cap. Not a huge deal. You're the only one who's gonna see the inside of the cap. You can clean it up if you want to, but it's like gonna be pretty much impossible for you to just keep it on the lace. So don't like freak out because you've gotten it, you know, all over. It's a lot easier to kind of spray it if you're not as worried about that. So I'm just spraying this. I'm probably about 4 to 6 inches away, and I'm just spraying this whole area Like I said, I'm not worried about just trying to get it right there. I'm getting it on this whole area, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's gonna dry. And like I said, if it really bothers you, you can always clean it up. But I'm just following this line to make sure I really get it in here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my paper towel because now I'm gonna go ahead and do that area that's closer to the rest of the hair. And I just wanna keep it safe. If you are using a wig head too, this is kind of where like having pins kind of helps, because I can kind of pin this paper towel on here so I don't have to like hold it and spray at the same time. But obviously if you don't have that, you can kind of just work with what you got. But this is kind of what I'm gonna do just to keep the rest of this hair down here safe. And then the last thing I like to do, and this is totally, again, up to you, but I like to take like a beauty blender. I have like this weird kind of tree shaped one, but I really like it because it's flat on the bottom. And I just kind of take it and I'm just dabbing where that lace is, just to kind of blend that product in, make sure I don't have like giant amounts of it on here. And I'm just blending it so that it's, you know, it's not caked on. And the other thing too is to help it dry a little bit faster. And I'm gonna go over it and spray it one more time, just to really make sure I've gotten a nice coat of it on. Another thing you can do if you want to, just as an added kind of seal, is you can take your Got To Be Glued spray, which you know we always use all the time here, and you can kind of spray that over top of it as well once you let this dry, and that'll just kind of also just help lock it all in, keep it in place. And then the biggest thing you want to do too, like I said, is you want to just make sure you let this dry completely. You can take a blow dryer on like your cool shot setting if your blow dryer has that, and you can go ahead and blow dry it, or you can just wait, you know, like 5 minutes and it should be dry. I'm gonna grab my Got To Be Glued spray so that I can just give us a little spray down real quick before, and then just let it completely dry, and then we will look at it and go from there. All right, so I'm just gonna take this and just give this a nice little light spray. And then I just take my little sponge again and just blot, 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 blot. And then we're gonna let her dry for like 5 minutes, and then we will flip her back the right way. I'll show you the difference between what she looked like and what she looks like now. The biggest thing with the free parts is you really want to make sure you have this hair really tucked under as much as possible, because like I said, we don't want to spray the hair. We really want to just spray the wig. So now we have her like that, and we're gonna do the same exact thing we did. We're just gonna be spraying this lace area right here. We're not really gonna be doing up in this area because she isn't like a full lace. Some of the free parts that you get, all of this will be lace, and then you would just spray this whole area. And again, we're just gonna put this as close to that lace as possible and just really make sure that hair is tucked under, because you don't wanna spray the hair. We're really just trying to focus on spraying the lace. This is another reason why like having a wig head is just really nice. If you're really gonna get into like doing this kind of stuff to your wigs, I recommend. This was like under 50 bucks for this whole setup, and it makes your life so much easier. And then we're gonna do the same thing, just dab, dab, dab. Make sure we get it off of the combs, spray her down. And this really just works really well if you're doing this kind of in layers, because it isn't meant to be like permanent. If you go to wash this wig, it's gonna wash off. You just have to do it again. Pull her off, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab the other one, which should be dry now. I'm gonna let her stay open like this so she can dry. And we're gonna go ahead and grab this one here. Yeah, she's dry. And we're gonna flip her over, and I'm just gonna show you the difference here. So you can see now I have my hand here, and you can just really see that you have just like that more nude color, and those knots are really pretty much hidden, which is super awesome. Another little added step you can take is you can also always apply, you know, concealer to the outside if you want as well, which I'm gonna go ahead and do that too, just to show you guys, because I feel like I talk about concealer on the parts a lot and how well it works to hide knots, but I don't think I've actually like really gone into how to do it. You're gonna take a concealer that matches your skin tone. You wanna take a flat brush. Eyebrow brushes work really well. Anything that's gonna have like a flat, precise end on it, just because you're going into a very small area. And you're just gonna be taking this, and you're gonna just kind of paint this concealer onto the part. and a little bit goes a long way. So I always say just put a little bit on your brush. You can always get a little bit more if you need to. And then I'm just taking it with no more product on here, and I'm just going like this over the part to blend it, and also just kind of get rid of anything I might have accidentally gotten on the root. And then I just take my hand, literally take my finger, and I just go like this, just again to just kind of clean up anything I got there. And as you can see, if you look here on the middle versus the side, you can really see the difference. It really just kind of adds more of that natural scalp type look. So I just wanted to show you guys really like how I do this, because I know I talk about it a lot. Like I said, a very small amount. You can always add some more. You just don't want to cake it on, because then you're gonna have too much, especially on these darker wigs. It can tend to make the roots look kind of gray. So as you can see, like right here, I got a little too much on there. So then that's when you want to take your Q-tip with your makeup remover, or you can use the other side of your little beauty blender. It doesn't have any makeup on it, and just kind of blend it in, and it'll be fine. That's really it. It's nothing crazy. Really easy. If you do see a little bit of transferring, that's totally fine. Like, that's why you should obviously wear a wig cap when you're wearing your wigs. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you get notifications on all the videos I do in the future. And if you liked the video, make sure you give me a like. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video.